Hello and welcome to Watchdog Wargaming. Tonight, got a bit of a random question for you. So, who would win, Churchill tanks or a mouse? It's a bit of a bizarre question, but you'll see what I'm on about in a second. Now, I live in the countryside, and for a time, I had to keep all my wargaming stuff in a shed, and I thought it was all safe and sort of it's protected from the weather and everything else. Um, and one thing I did forget was we have lots of furry friends in the countryside, and this one particularly broke in. And as you know, I use a lot of A4 folder boxes, and yeah, so we had a bit of a disagreement between a mouse and the Rapidfire Churchill regiment I had. Now, I'll show you what the outcome was of that. And just bear in mind, so I've had these sort of like these Churchill tanks since probably mid to late uh, sort of mid 80s to early 90s, and possibly a little bit longer. Mostly in the sort of Airfix, and there's one or two on there. I can't remember the model, but there's sort of I think that's the Mark One Churchill tanks. So this is the box, and right, okay, let's see what's inside. So as I said, this is partly my Rapidfire Churchill regiment. Back in the day, when I was a member of the Army Wargames Association over in Germany, so Rapidfire seemed to be the main sort of World War II rule set that we used to follow. And when we used to have a game, we used to have a big game. You know, if you're going to do a rapid fire game, we used to do Hill 112, we used to do Silo Heights, you know, something huge, and lots of vehicles because we had the space. So everybody seemed to buy the actual, the regiments instead of actually buying just a squadron or a company. We bought the regiment or the battalion. So in here, I've mostly this is the Airfix. I think they're 176 scale Churchills, and then so I've got a couple of these unknown makes, and then I've got one which I put together because back in the day you didn't have all this 3D printing, and some of the models weren't available. So that's my armored recovery vehicle. Also, they've got the crocodile in there as well, and I think that was the trailer off that. But yeah, so as you probably notice is that the mouse got in through there, and it also escaped through there, but not before having killed off all my tanks. As you can see, barrels missing, barrels missing, barrels missing, barrels missing. Barrels missing from these ones as well. It had a red gold chomp, but also if you turn them up, it also ate all the bloody tracks as well. So yeah, so it had a mobility kill. So all the tanks on here have got no tracks on, and they're missing barrels. One or two did survive, which is nice, but the majority of the tracks were all eaten. And I didn't find the tracks in here, and the barrels are all gone. So whatever the mouse was doing with them, probably nesting material, it took it with them. Yeah, so as you can see, that survived. No tracks on that one. No tracks on that one. No tracks on that one. No tracks. Tracks are gone. Tracks are gone on that one. But also as well, on a few of them, it ate all the road wheels. So yeah, bit of a mess. I put pen to paper and wrote a nice letter to Airfix, to their customer service and their customer service department. I wasn't expecting anything, and within sort of must have been about a week, I opened this this padded envelope turned up, and not only had they sent me all the replacements tracks for all the tanks. They had actually sent me a bag full of replacement barrels as well. So Airfix customer service, thank you very much for me, very much appreciated. And what my plan is to do now is to try and repaint all these models, refix the tracks, reaffix the barrels, and then sort of some new decals. Bring these up to a sort of like a really good standard, so which I can use for rapid fire sort of later on, or other sort of World War II games. I have dug out all my rapid fire books because they, these models have been in the limbo for some time, and that they do need to see the light of day. And I'm sure that the Army War Games Association at some point will get together and we'll put on a one of our big famous games. So yeah, we are. So the question is, who would win in a fight, a Churchill tank or a mouse? And it looks, in this case, the mouse did. So yeah, so like I said, something completely bizarre and unique at the outcome of this. So just be careful where you store your stuff. You might have some furry friends that might come and borrow some tracks off you. But yeah, so this has been Watchdog Wargaming. Thanks for joining me. If you do like and subscribe, or if you do like what I'm doing, please subscribe below. Be much appreciated. And I will see you next time. Goodbye. Cheers. All the best. Bye.